Now to those who are the kingmakers. Now to those who are people who elevate others. God is saying to me, God is saying to you this morning, before you recommend that person for promotion or before you promote that person, test that person. Yes, every organization has its promotion system. But God said I should tell you, everyone under the sound of my voice, that the most valid and effective method of knowing who people are, aside the standard you set, which can be your last check of who you're dealing with, it is a test of reasoning. Situation assessment, test of reasoning. And I was like, God, what is this test of reasoning? He said it is situation assessment approach. I said test of reasoning, situation assessment approach. He said, can't you see, when I needed to convict David of a sin, I sent Nathan to him to tell him a story. He himself, he was able, from pure conscience, to identify the problem, and without self-deception, pass judgment, and he himself indicted himself. When you tell people stories and ask for their opinion, they tell you who they really are. If you are yet to still understand what I'm saying, the test of reasoning approach that you leaders should use, anyone in position to promote people, before you get that person into your circle, before you elevate that person, before you recommend that person, do test of reasoning, which is situation assessment approach. Tell the person, have you had, what do you think? I had a story. Okay, let me use an example of the one I did some times ago. I asked somebody, I said, in case you have the privilege to work with a rich woman that the husband is a flirt, what will you do? And the young lady said, Auntie, that is why I resigned my job at Lekki. The lady in question happens to be my hairdresser, and she also does my pedicure. So I was surprised to see her. I said, you're back from Lekki? She said, yes. I said, okay, come and fix my hair and do pedicure for me. She came, and I was like, oh, all right. And I said, that is what she said. I said, why did you leave your work? And she was like, she just left. And I was led to recommend her somewhere. So I didn't know how it came. I just said, okay, assuming you work with somebody and the husband is wayward and he has money and he offers you money, will you sleep with the person? She said, I can never, man. I will never. He said, I didn't really want to tell you. That's why I left Lekki. My madam is very good to me. She pays me well. She treats me like a sister. She travels overseas and she gives me things. And every night her husband, when she's not around, will come and ask me for sex, buying things for me. I didn't want to hurt the woman and I didn't want to expose her husband. I left the work. I resigned. I said, so you resigned and you're not doing anything? She said, but I'm doing something here, fixing your hair. She left a lasting impression with me that when they're looking for an honest lady, a responsible lady that will not scatter home, at any time in life I will recommend her. That is the kind of talk I'm talking about. And there's also a case, I had a young man, I asked him that in case somebody dupes you, what will you do? She said, I'll call area boys, I'll give them smoke money. I won't go, they do 5,000 money. So I marked it. While I will not dupe him, I know he's a low temperament person. There are certain businesses that is highly volatile that I will never recommend him for before he kills people in the industry. So when you use situation assessment approach, you will know who that person is. There is no way, if Sarah had not been overwhelmed with her love for Hagar, there is a way she would have been able to discover that as Shani, that she's a disrespectful person that will become something else if given the opportunity to handle a higher position than she had. So please, people in authority, haven't done all your probation according to the standard. Always create the time for the test of reasoning. You need to know the psyche, the inner man of that person you want to promote or bring into your life. That man that is your friend that wants to become, you want to turn him to your partner, you want to elevate him, you want to unfriend him from friend zone to partner zone, you want to marry him. Test his reasoning, his psyche. How does it manage money? What is his plan for the family? It's not about love, sex. There is more to love, to marry than love and sex. How does it reason? What is his value for family? What is his value for children? What lifestyle does he want? Oh my God. A man tells you that I have no plan and you still go ahead and marry him, you're leaving your life to chance. And a man tells you, when God blesses me, and if my wife doesn't mind, I'll take another wife. If you go ahead and marry him, it's up to you. Or a woman tells you that the moment you're broke, for better for worse, you go ahead and marry her. Don't cry when it happens. So always test people's reasoning. Always test people's reasoning. That is when the conscience, there is no projection of conscience. They're no God. They relate with you based on what the story you're sharing. They will not see it as a test of their character. When you miss that opportunity, you have admitted the wrong person. Just like Sarah did. She never knew a girl she admired from a distance was such a disgusting, no character lady. In that time, when they call somebody a maid, it's like a scum. So for somebody, a scum elevated to the position of a co-wife, now looking down at somebody who gave you such a great opportunity, she didn't look well. She would have treated some other maids the way she treated a madam. She would have treated other maids and some other situations badly. You don't open your eyes. Your eyes will not see everything. Test reasoning. Reasoning talks to the cognitive and the mind of that person. The mind of the person will come out. And what as a man thinketh, so he is. What they say, it is. There is nothing else. So God is saying to you right now, excavate the filth in somebody before that person burns you. And God is saying to you that wants to be elevated, excavate the filth in your life, bury it before it becomes your undoing. May the Lord help us in Jesus' name. The message is straightforward. If you think this is not important, it is very important, because many people have been killed in the comfort of their homes. They're cooks. You admit people into your comfort without knowing who they really are, their inner mind, how it works, their psyche. You trust them with your food, what enters into your stomach. Poison kills faster. Before you trust people to a certain level, you have to trust their psyche. You have to check their inner mind, how it operates. You check how they judge matters, deliberately call them, present cases to them. Let them hear what they want to say. Look at the case of the servants. The master did not trouble him, but when it was his own time to collect his money, he was ready to kill other co-servants. And the master called him. Was it not you that I forgave? You so hard on other servants. Why don't you try and explore and check who people really are before you give them a place in your life?